Hi guys, I'm Chris Locke and welcome to my channel 15 Minutes of Fitness. This week we are doing a 15-minute home beginners workout. Now obviously I am here in my gym, but the idea is that this workout can be done anywhere at home, in an office, on holiday. The idea is there's no equipment needed and you're just using your body weight, but like I said, the focus is on the fact that it's for beginners and it's for those of you who are trying to get into fitness, trying to get yourself a little bit fitter, but might be struggling to get to the gym and want an idea of where to start by doing some work at home. Now the workout we're going to do is going to be nice low intensity. All the exercises are going to be done in a nice simple way, but what I'm going to also do is show you how to progress those exercises to make them harder. So if you're someone who already exercises and you're watching this video and you think it's going to be too easy, then throughout the video I will show you how to make the exercises harder. If you know what the exercises are already, then obviously you're going to know what to do. Now this is 15 minutes and what we're going to do, we're going to do 5 exercises for 40 seconds each, followed by a 20-second recovery. We'll work through those 5 exercises in a row and then we'll repeat them for 3 times, which takes 15 minutes. Now those exercises are going to involve a little bit of aerobic work, a little bit of work which will involve exercises for the legs and a little bit of upper body work as well. Mixing them together, what we should find is the heart rates will go up and all the big muscles will start to fatigue. Like I said, if you come back and you do this workout on a regular basis, day by day over the week or every other day, as they get easier, you can then naturally take the intensity of the workout up by going for the harder options, which gives you a bit of a challenge and gives you something to aim for. So the exercises that we're going to do. Exercise 1, we're going to do a walking on the spot. Nice and easy. Stood upright, literally just going to be marching on the spot. As we do so, we use the arms and we raise the feet off the floor. Now with that, obviously the faster you do that, the harder that will be. If you're watching this and you're already well conditioned and you want to still take part, then obviously rather than walking on the spot, you can take that up to a jog and even running on the spot. Exercise 2, we're going to get onto the floor and we're going to do a press up. Now a full press up everybody knows, a lot of us are scared of, but we can also modify a press up to make it slightly easier. So a modified press up doesn't involve going into a full position, it involves us being on our knees. So with this we take our hands wider than our shoulders, we're on our knees, our tummy is pulled in nice and tight. Now when we're in this position here, we're going to lean ourselves forward slightly so our eye line is forward of our fingers. And the idea here from this position is you're going to lower yourself down forward of your fingertips with your eyes and then you're going to push yourself back up. Now the stronger you are, then naturally the lower you will find you can lower yourself. If you're new to this and your upper body feels quite weak, then start off by just doing a modified movement, just halfway down, and then as you get stronger, you start to take that down. If you then make it a little bit harder for yourself again, you can take the knees back, you can lean forwards, keep in that eye line forward of your fingers again, and do the same thing. Now obviously if you're very strong, and you're strong enough to do so, you can go up into a full position, so my upper body doesn't change, and then we go into a full press up. So I'm giving you the easiest position, the one which is for a beginner, which everybody should be able to do if they just modify it to make it comfortable enough for them. Exercise 3, we're going to go into something called a mountain climber. Now this is on the floor still. This involves us supporting our weight on our arms. Now once we're in position, we're going to try and pull ourselves off the floor and we're going to very slowly bring a foot up and down, which I'll demonstrate. So you put your hands down, you lift yourself up onto your toes. Now from there, we're going to very gently bring a knee up and bring the leg back. Bring a knee up and bring the leg back. The pace of the movement will determine how hard you find it. Now, for someone who's quite deconditioned, just supporting yourself in that position itself will be quite hard work. If that's quite easy, and as you get stronger, because you're going to do this, like I said, on a regular basis, that part will become easy. Then what we do is we slowly but surely start to take the speed of the leg movement up. As you can see, my upper body stays nice and still all the way through. The faster we go, eventually, the harder the exercise becomes. Exercise 4, we're going to do a big movement for the legs, a squat movement. Now if I demonstrate from the side, from this one, we're keeping our chests up, we're popping our hands in front. Now the weight feels like you should be sitting down onto a chair which is behind you. So all we do is we put the weight back into our heels, we push our bums back, we squat down as if we're going down onto a chair, and from there we push ourselves back up. Keeping the arms out if you need to for balance, you squat down and back up. You can see my chin and chest is lifted the whole time. If I'm doing it front on, feet are the same width as my shoulders, arms are in front, we squat down and we come back up. The lower you go, the harder it is. The lowest I want you to go to is no lower than about 90 degrees at the knees and hips, but if you feel you can't go that low, just do a half one, and then the faster you do it as well, the the harder the exercise becomes. Now the last one is going to be an upper body or a core exercise, which we call the plank. Now the plank, on this one, we're down on the floor. Now this one is very much based around our core strength. So if our abdominal muscles are quite weak, you're going to struggle with this. So I'm going to very much do this in the easiest position, but I'll demonstrate how you can make it harder. So we start on the floor, we tuck our elbows in, we pop our head down on our hands. Now from there, the knees are going to stay on the floor throughout on this. We're going to pull our belly buttons in, and as we pull our belly button in, I want you to feel like you're dragging your bum off the floor by pulling your stomach in nice and tight. And from that position there, you should find that your hips and your shoulders are the same height off the floor. Your core is staying nice and tight, and you're just going to hold that position there for the 40 seconds. Now if you're stronger and you know you can get up to the harder position, or as you get stronger you think you can try it, all you do from there is you keep that position, then you pull up onto your toes and you hold there. Now as soon as you go up into that position there, that makes the exercise that much harder. The idea is the body's nice and flat. If the body starts to dip in the middle, we know then that might get us in the lower back a little bit. So we keep our hips up, and if it's too much of a struggle, come down onto your knees or all the way down to the floor. Those are the 5 exercises. It's a 40-second work period, followed by 20-second rest, and we move through the sequence of 5, 3 times. So let's get ourselves going. Start the timer. The timer will buzz when we start, and it will buzz again when we finish, and that will tell us when we move on to the next one. So first one, marching or walking on the spot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So, nice steady pace. Just warming ourselves up. Now, like this one, like I said with this one, all you're doing is a marching movement. You're keeping the impact nice and low, so if you have any knee issues, you can keep the impact really low, but hardly lifting the feet off the floor. If there's no knee issues, then obviously you can afford to take the knees higher. The higher the knees go, the harder the exercise becomes. As you do so, you can swing your arms. As you feel a bit fitter, you can swing the arms a little bit faster. The faster they move along with the legs, obviously the harder the exercise becomes. Now, like I said, we're doing 40 seconds in a row. We've got 5 seconds left. Nearly there, keep going. First exercise will be done, and done. Well done, good start. So we come down to the floor, into press-up position. Hands are nice and wide, like I said, we're on our knees. We're doing the easier position. As we said, this is a beginner's workout. So, tummy tight, my eye line is forward of my fingers, my tummy is pulled in nice and tight throughout, ready to go, and let's go. So we drop down, and we push. Drop down, and push. Drop down, and push. So the lower you go towards the floor, the harder the movement is, and the more the muscles have to work. If the shoulder muscles are already quite tight, we don't go quite as low. So for any modifying, we could go halfway down. If you feel really weak, you might find you can't go down as low as that anyway. But session by session, trust me, you will get stronger, the range of movement will improve, and you will go lower and lower as you get stronger. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and done, well done. So we stay on the floor for exercise 3. This is the mountain climber. This is where we hold ourselves up in a slightly flatter position with our arms and our legs behind us. Gently bringing one knee up and one knee back. So, hands a little bit narrower, pull the tummy tight again, lift yourself up, hold there. Now if you can, bring a knee up, take it back. Bring a knee up, take it back. Hopefully you can see from my demonstration my back is staying nice and stable, nice and flat. And I'm just keeping my torso nice and tight. As I bring my legs up and down, the idea with this exercise is it's mainly to get the heart rate up, to elevate your heart rate, which will get your fitness levels up and also get the calorie burn nice and high. Now if I increase the pace very slightly, you can see I'm working a little bit harder, a little bit faster, but I'm not moving my upper body at all from that first position. If it's new and you really struggle, take your time, ease into it. Well done. Remember, if this is new to you, the idea is you start basic and you build it up as you get more confident and you feel more capable. Onto the legs, we're going into the squat position. So we're squatting down onto that imaginary chair behind us. So we take our feet nice and wide, pop our hands in front, chest up, and off we go. So we squat down and back. Squat down and back. Now with this movement, as you go down, if you have to think about where the weight is sat in your feet, you want to feel like the weight is sat slightly into your heels. That way then, you feel like the weight is going slightly back, but as we do it, our arms are out in front, just to stop us from overbalancing. If I drop my arms down by my side and do it, I feel like I'm going to overbalance or topple backwards. Nice and slow, Now, if you need to, you can go not quite as deep if you feel there's a little bit of pressure on the knees, and just start off with this modified movement. If you feel it's okay, you can slowly but surely take that pace up into a faster pace squat. Good. Back down to the floor. Plank. Elbows on the floor this time, head above the hands, holding ourselves up on our knees, pulling in primarily from the tummy. So, we start down, elbows are tucked under, head should be above the hands, knees on the floor. Now I suck my belly button in nice and tight, and I pull myself up. Now again, my head is down. You should see from my demonstration, my neck is nice and flat. I'm trying not to look forwards, I'm not twisting around. If you're watching me on TV, just trust the fact you're doing it properly and keep your head down. Listen to the instruction. Now, your bum should feel the same height as your shoulders. Normally, I notice when I train people that a lot of people always start with their hips a little bit too low. So pull your bum a little bit higher than you think. If you need to and you want to practice this away from the video, if you've got a long mirror at home and something you can see yourself in, just check your position to make sure you're doing it properly. 5 seconds left. Hold it tight. And done. Well done. That's the first round done. Good. So we're back to exercise 1 again. 3 rounds in total. 1 round down, 2 rounds to go. Back to marching on the spot. Now we're a little bit warmer. If you feel you're confident, you want to take the pace up a little bit, just walk at a little bit of a faster pace. Get ready for the buzzer or the bell. Here we go. And off we go. So, taking the pace up. Now, if you want to watch from the side, I'm looking forwards, my chest is up, and I'm just marching. You can see, the higher I take my knees, the louder the noise. If the noise is a bit louder, that means the impact is a little bit louder as well. But the idea here is you're working to whatever your capability is. So if you're struggling, if you're new, and you find this is quite tough, just start at a slow pace. If you find you can go a little bit faster, obviously go at a fast pace. Now if you are conditioned, you can take it up to a running pace. But this video is primarily aimed at those of you who are new to this, so I don't want you to do that straight away. Last bit. And done. Well done. Good. Back to the floor for press-ups. So if you remember what you're doing, you're on your knees, your hands are wider, your core is tight, and your eye line is going forward of your fingers. The more you practice these movements, the more you'll remember this naturally. So, hands are down, eyes forwards, tummy tight, knees are on the floor, and off we go. So we drop forwards and push. Drop forwards and push. Now, I did say about doing this with no equipment. As you can see, obviously I am on a mat. Now, if you're at home and you don't have an exercise mat, it doesn't matter. We're only using it for really a couple of exercises here. Now, if you feel your knees are a little bit uncomfortable, you can take a towel, you can fold that towel up a couple of times and place your knees on the towel to protect your knees. When you're doing the plank, you can rest your elbows on the towel to, again, just take a little bit of the pressure off. You don't need a mat if you haven't got one, so don't think you can't do this exercise. Last one. And done. Well done. When we're doing the mountain climber, same principle. If you want to put your hands on a towel, or even a very, very light cushion, something which is going to stay still so it's not going to slip, that's absolutely fine. So, into the mountain climber. So this is when you hold on your arms, your legs are extended out behind you. So you bring your hands a little bit narrower, you lift up, now we move the leg up and back. Now this time we're looking at where the knees come up to. As you can see, hopefully now, as I bring my knees up, my knees are coming up to no higher than about the height of my chest. Again, it doesn't matter if you're doing it fast, or you're doing it really slow and methodical. The main thing is the knee doesn't come up beyond the chest. If you also look at the height of my knee should be just about grazing the floor. So I'm not bringing it up high, which is forcing my chest and my hips to move. My knee is just grazing the floor or just above it. Now we keep this going, 5 seconds, then we stand back up and we move into our squat. Good job. Now we should be finding it getting warmer. The pace is quite slow, quite steady, but you're still getting your heart rates up, getting your core temperature up, which is doing the job you're aiming to do. It's trying to get everything working. Now, side on again. Actually, just go face onto the camera this time. So feet are shoulder width, arms out in front, and off we go. So we squat down and back. Squat down and back. Now, one of the main things as a trainer, as a personal trainer, we see is a lot of people complain about their knees hurting. Most people put it down to old age, wear and tear, and the fact there's a problem with their actual knee joints. Now, more often than not, the thing that we notice through some flexibility work and some movement is their muscles around their legs are quite tight. So by strengthening those muscles, doing things like squats if they feel okay, you generally start to find that knee pain will go as the big muscles supporting the knees get stronger. So by doing these type of workouts and following the stretch routines that we do, you'll find that should start to go as time goes on. You dedicate your time to obviously getting yourselves a bit fitter and a bit more flexible. Back down to the floor, we're onto a plank. So, down to the floor, elbows tucked in, head above your hands, so your head is down. We stay on our knees and we pull up through our belly button and off we go. So again, the demonstration, my bum should be the same height as my shoulders. My head is down. Now, if you're feeling stronger, and this is the second, third, fourth, fifth time you've done this workout and you think you're strong enough, the progression, from that position there, you pull your core tight and you lift into that flat position. Now you can see I've lengthened the lever, the distance between my shoulders and my toes is now much further, so the pressure down through my middle is greater, so you might find your hips want to drop, so hold them up. If you start to struggle, drop back down to your knees, hold that position. 3 seconds, and done. Well done. So you've got progressions. The main thing with exercise is that once you get a program, you know how to make it harder as you get fitter. If you do the same thing all the time, eventually your body will start to adapt. You have to make sure you're always doing a little bit more. Back to marching on the spot. Ready? Last round. Off we go. So what I'm trying to do today is give you as much information about how to start, how to make it comfortable enough to do the workout in the comfort of your own home with minimal equipment, but also give you the knowledge on how to make it harder and therefore how to make it more beneficial as you get fitter. Now, this is good. Keep it going. Now, if you're getting tired, because it's obviously 10, 11 minutes in now, you can slow your pace down. Feeling really good last round, getting fitter because you're back for more than session 1, you can take the pace up. Keep going. Nearly there. Wait for the buzzer. And done. Well done. Good. So that's the last one of those. So back down to the floor. Back to press-ups. So we're on our knees, our hands are wide again, and we're going up and down. Now this is like the plank. If you find you can now do this on your knees, and it's too easy, you can lift up onto your toes. If it's still new, stick with what we're doing. So box position, eye line forwards, tummy tight. We drop down and push. Drop down and push. Now keep that going. If you're starting to fatigue, miss a rep out if you need to, catch your breath and then join back in. There is no panic, there's no rush. It is not a race to get fit, it is a case of making sure you are consistently exercising. So don't feel you can't do it if you can't keep up. The main thing is that you keep persisting with it, and the more you do it, the easier this becomes. That's all it's about. It's about frequency and consistency and doing it on a regular basis. And done. Well done. Good. Back to mountain climbers. So this is the 3 or 5 exercises, or the 3 floor exercises especially. It will definitely be the hardest one. So you're in position with your arms, you're holding yourself up, slowly but surely moving those knees up and down. If you're feeling fit, you can take the pace up. So lift up, tummy tight, off we go. So it's lift and back, lift and back, lift and back. Now if you're here, feeling fitter, take the pace up. If it's new and you're struggling, keep the pace slow. If you feel you can't carry on, stop, have a breather, pull your tummy tight again, pull yourself back up and go again. You just join back in when you can. Don't get defeated by it. The most important thing is you join back in and do as much as you can. And when you come back again tomorrow, do the same thing and see if you can last out a little bit longer. Once you can do the whole video all the way through, then you go for the harder versions. Well done. 2 exercises, and that is the first 15-minute workout done. That's all your exercises done. Squatting. So take the feet wide, side on this time. Back onto the imaginary chair. Arms are out in front. Remember, the lower you go, the harder you go, or the faster you go, the harder it is. So off you go. So you squat and push. Squat and push. I'm looking forward. Now as I'm getting tired, or as you get tired, it's quite normal to try and look down at the floor. You start to drop the head, the back starts to drop, and then sometimes you feel it in your back. So make sure you're looking forward the whole time. Hopefully if you're looking at me on the TV screen, just look at me, and that way then by focusing upwards, you'll find you just naturally keep your chest up. Getting fitter, you can see I take the pace up. The more I take the pace up, you can hear my breathing rate goes up, and therefore the more of a workout, the more of a challenge. Here we go, one more rep, and that's all your squats done. Plank to finish, and then we're done. So, we're on the floor. Remember, elbows on the floor, knees on the floor is your position to start with. When you get stronger, you come up into that harder position. 5 seconds till the last set of the day. So head down, tummy tight, draw your belly button in, and up you go. So in that position there, you're keeping your belly button pulled in. If you imagine your belly button sagging down towards the floor. Sounds horrible, but that's what it feels like. You're trying to do the opposite. You're trying to suck it up to the ceiling above you. Keep it in tight the whole time. First couple of times you do it, you might find you hold your breath, and you can't not do it without holding your breath. As you get more used to it, you should be able to breathe naturally, but still keep that tension on your tummy. If you're in the full position or this position, you should be able to do so the whole time. Last 5 seconds, and then we're done. Relax in 3, and down we come. Good job. Whew. 15 minutes gone. Stop the clock. Good start. So, that is your home 15-minute beginner's workout. 5 exercises, a few more aerobic ones, a few floor-based ones, some big leg ones, some involving your upper body. Basically working the entire unit, the entire body, which then in turn will help get you fitter, get you moving more better, and getting you more agile. Within that workout, I tried to give you as many different progressions as possible, but do not move on to those ones until you feel confident. If you can't finish that workout without having rests, just stick with it, and once you get used to it, within 2 or 3, 4 sessions, you will definitely start to notice a difference. That is what fitness is all about. You start with what you are capable of, and then you move it forward only when you are ready. Don't worry about these videos. Some of the videos I've even done, which are much higher intensity, don't think you can't do those. Don't even try those. Stick with the basics, and then slowly but surely do the harder versions and build yourselves up. Now, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have any comments, if you're new to this and you want to ask some questions, add some comments in the comment section below. I will always answer any of your questions. If you haven't given us some thumbs up, please do so. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications. Each week I do a new video, some for beginners, some for more intermediate, some for more advanced, anything that suits your capability. Hopefully I will see you again next week. You have a good day and keep on working. Cheers guys.